Hello, hello, my lovely League Guardians. Okay, no ridiculous positions.
Watch your mouth, kid, or you'll find yourself respawning at home.
No ridiculous laning positions this game. We're gonna get right out there. Right out there on the rift. Alright. They're they're hoping to catch the Blitzcrank. Because the Blitzcrank is in this game and he's gonna pull somebody. Nope. The Flash. Flash for Flash. Alright, we're gonna be taking our our E. Now what's interesting is I think Braum's Flash, but the Blitzcrank's Flash is worth it. I wonder if I should go. No, I'm not gonna go mid. Boy, this this week game was a bonanza. This game started out quite the bonanza. Right. Just kind of waiting for some cooldown abilities. Gonna reset that. Right. We're going to look to get level 4. There's Shyvana. See if we can help our Shen out here. I'm not... Try to give him like a Q or something. Nice. Alright, nice. Nice, nice, nice. Shen's the man. Oh wow, Shyvana stole my blue. That's that's the line she took. She decided to steal my blue on her own. Right, game looking good. Gonna smite that. Alright, now we're gonna go back. We're actually going to get some of this magical item. And that magical item, head on out. Now, Shyvana is in this area, and we are late game. So it's better for our team. There we go. Wow. What is this Shyvana thinking, man? I don't know what this Shyvana is thinking. She's got like some kind of master plan going on here. She came at such a weird angle. That was so weird. Okay, so I did say that I was gonna ward. That is what I'm gonna do. We're gonna ward right here. I'm gonna use the control word here. We're gonna ward right here, and we're gonna ward over. Okay. So Shyvana did ward that. I thought it'd be a little closer, but all right. So the Shyvana, I mean, I think I feel like she is doing okay. It's just that she's gotten mighty unlucky. Mighty unlucky. And as it stands at the moment, oh, Shen wants to get it. Alright, Shen took a lot of damage there. Shyvana is up here. We're gonna get this Scuttles here. Okay. Gonna hand this over. Alright. Wonder if she took a little damage from that. Gonna warn of the possible Annie. We're gonna go back. Alright. You're just gonna step out of that. I'm gonna go for this magical item, that item, that item. Oh wait, no, let's undo that and get boots. Yes. So even though Shyvana, I bet, yeah, she's behind. She's given up some kills, but she's still going to be like a serious threat, and we need to. Oh wow. Stealing my stuff. Oh wow. 2 hits. Pretty nice. That's pretty good for the Jhin. So the lead that we had is temporarily gone. We're gonna want to, okay, she's just gonna tag this out. We're gonna ward for her. I'm not sure why he wants to engage. Yeah, I don't really want to engage her. Because right now, bot lane. Okay. Bot lane should not be engaging because, they are especially strong at the moment. Okay. Yeah! Woo! Oh, mercy. That was an important one right there. That was an important fight. Oh. Okay. Gonna grab that item. Gonna grab that item. Oh, he's not gonna get that. I'll be able to stop him from getting that. She should be dead, I think. The LeBlanc is just taking too many risks at the moment. Now, the risk that I took... We're not gonna bother to remove that. But we will bother to remove this. Now they do have a dragon on us. Okay. I feel like I should watch out. Oh, Rift Herald. Right. Shyvana is going after our buddy here. Okay. No, 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 no. Won't worry about it. Nice work, nice work. So Shyvana is just trying her best. Okay. She is trying her best at the moment. Let's go these, and then we're gonna work on... Yeah, let's work on this, because they do a pretty good combination of magic and, they do a pretty good combination of magic and attack damage. Oh, and hooray, I'll be able to get my red finally. I want to eat this. I want to eat you, hang on! Okay, I'm gonna pop this over. It's gonna tank it all. Alright. Now we gotta get out. Looks like the rift got drawn. Okay, gonna get this. Looking pretty big at the moment. Alright, so they're just gonna leave. Oh, you're so screwed, buddy. Funny stuff. Alright, so this is Alright, this is when we'll just go back. We are needed elsewhere on the rift. Alright, so we're gonna be going for that, and we'll get another control ward to replace that. It was a little much for Braum to give up his ultimate there. Alright, scared her away. I'm liking this Shen, man. Alright, easy peasy. He needs to get out of there. Yeah! Alright, we're gonna be heading out. Alright, so we're gonna get this awesome item. You're just a beast when you're Cho'Gath with this item. Alright, now I gotta go protect the base here. Alright. She did what she could damage-wise. Alright, so they just need to head back. Our Shen buddy. Okay, now Shyvana is over there. So we have Consume, which is 1,000. Looking for that 1,000 damage. There we go. Consume that big guy. Alright, so next we're gonna go for Dead Man's for some speed. And we are going to be unstoppable. Okay. Yeah. Ah. Oh well. I'm gonna get in the way of this. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Gonna eat this? Yum. Alright. Yeah. Okay, yeah, we're gonna head back. Ah, this game. Alright, looking at 7. And we're out of here. Alright, so we're gonna sell this, and we're gonna get Dead Man's head on out. But yeah, there was a couple instances in the game, and Shyvana seemed like she knew what she was doing. How to commit to some things. Get this scribing. We're gonna look to make a play. I think they can. Well, let's just join them. Let's just join them. Oh. Hello. Better look out. Alright, I'm not gonna go too far into this. Oh, the Blitzcrank was still alive? Okay, we're gonna get the tower over here. Alright, he's got that. So we're just going to peace out. Gonna eat this guy. Then we're gonna get out. Oh, let's actually hide a little bit. We're gonna hide. We're gonna get our item here. Then we're gonna head on out. But yeah, even though it's 23-10, the enemy is still doing a decent job at farming. Oh, that prediction! Alright, let's see if okay, we have no don't think we can end. Yeah, we can't end. They're hanging in there, though. Alright, 1 minute on Baron. Gonna eat that guy. Yum yum. Reward over. We're just gonna walk away. Just gonna walk away. Oh, hello, Boyo. I gotta get out though. Yeah, time to get out. So they're still able to hold their own here. Okay, I don't know about the move that LeBlanc is making. Pretty sure she won't be able to get that. Yeah, that was a really dumb one. Alright, so this is particularly bad. Alright, but we gotta get out. Bad call. I should have said something earlier. He's gonna get pulled. Let's see. What do we want here? We don't need Frozen Heart. We don't need Thornmail. I think we need, yeah, we need some of that. Alright, he really died for no reason there. So it first started with the LeBlanc trying to get, So yeah, so it started with the LeBlanc trying to get the inhib. Right, let him go. Way to go, LeBlanc. Thanks, LeBlanc. But yeah, so it was the teleport that led into the bad call. I don't know. I still feel we have the late game, so I'm not worried. But if enough mistakes are made, then the any type of late game will not go our way. Alright, I'm coming, I'm coming. There we go. I can get the inhib at least. Alright, time to leave. Maybe my guys will get it. Alright, is this up? Oh, it is not up. Dang it. They have no wave. I mean, good job, but well, I think they can do it. Alright, so let's go over there and help them out. Let them have too much of a wave here. I think they got it. All this free damage I'm taking. Oh, hello. We're just gonna protect our lady here. Okay. And we're just gonna hit the inhib. Hey, I mean not the inhib, but the Nexus. So yeah, I mean, they put up a pretty good fight. But they were behind in the... I wouldn't say behind, they were narrowly trailing Okay, this is gonna go to the Shen. Yeah, Shen. There's a couple of things. Shyvana, holy smokes, 0 deaths and no S. Okay. I obviously needed more farm there. Okay, so the Shyvana was trying to make some key plays to really push the early game into leading into more mid into late game activities. But there's a couple of things. There's a couple of things going against Shyvana. We've got a Shen, Cho'Gath. We've got a Braum, and these three are all late game champions. Their team has, I think Shyvana is a late game champion, and maybe Jin is a late game champion. I think so. But 2 late game champions. So 2 late game champions that scale into the late game, meaning everybody else is just going to be, sitting around. So as long as our lanes did fine, didn't do anything ridiculous, the LeBlanc kind of almost, well, not almost, but she could have, she got the Jin, that was a good thing, but trying to get the inhib as LeBlanc, that's a no-no. You don't do a lot of fast AD damage to structures, to buildings. Usually magic damage champions don't do a whole lot on their auto attacks versus structures. But some do, it just depends. And LeBlanc, he's not someone to take down a turret and then, suicide for something like that. It was totally unnecessary, and I felt like it extended the game even further, but not too much. Not too much. Everybody else in the game had their head on a swivel, and they're like, okay, she's dead. And I believe that resulted in someone getting, it resulted in the bad call of Baron, and then them getting Baron. So that was a point that could have been an important turning point. But what was still difficult is team fights were still difficult for them, because you noticed how we had a lot of engaged potential, and then what ended up happening was they just started retreating, and their guys would just get caught out. And all the damage, they just try to throw all their damage at me, or just throw all our damage at our team, and our tanky guys can just tank it all day and all night, and our ADs, our carries, can just continue doing their own thing. In the end, we were about 10k gold ahead. Before the game ended, we were probably, we were above 5k. 5k gold is not too big of a difference. It could mean the difference between a completed item and a not completed item. But as far as mechanics go and strategy, it was not far away. And at this elo, it doesn't matter, because people can just make horrible mistakes, like the LeBlanc teleporting to try to get an inhib. She had a genius idea there. And so her bad idea led to the next bad idea of Baron. And I should have backed off of that. But I'm like, okay, team, I'll be hopeful with you, and maybe they won't come. Oh, just the traps that your own teammates set for you. risky plays when it's not even necessary. I mean, you know, they could have gotten Baron, and we didn't, and also we didn't have to give them a few kills. Like if they take Baron, we'd have to deal with it. But we still had a comp that could engage properly and all this other stuff, and protect our carries. It's really good to have a carry that can absorb that damage for MF, our damage dealer. And it kind of frees up the rest of our tanks. Like Braum should be sticking to MF like glue and making sure that he's not leaving her out in the cold, that he's out in the cold. He's from the cold. Anyway, so yeah, so it really helps to have 2 tanks at least. But in this case, we had 3 tanks, because sometimes as a tank you think, oh, I'm gonna initiate because I'm gonna absorb all the damage. But then what happens to your guy that you were protecting? Well, and for the most part of the game, I really wasn't focused on protecting the ADC. I was focused on engaging and absorbing damage. Yep, and just forcing them away, and while they were running away, CC them and then kill them. That was sort of the crux of their ability. Like, they would just run out. They're like, we're gonna line up all these barrels, or that's what the Gangplank was thinking. He's gonna deal out all this damage. But what are you gonna do when you're knocked up? And then you're CC'd again, you're chain CC'd. Even with your orange thing, you're gonna be slowed down, you know? Alright, let's do a little itemization. I have found that this item, Stone Plate, I used to rush Dead Man's Plate. But the problem was going Gargoyle Stone Plate is so much more, not only utility, but it provides that magic resist that in games of old, in games of old, I would get blown up by AP champions. And I'm saying, oh, I'll build AP later. But that's not good. You don't want to get blown up by AP champions. So this as your second item is so awesome. I'm gonna get this as my second item from now on, because this was nice for mobility, but once you're in a fight, you don't need the mobility so much anymore. You just need to absorb damage. All right, and then I was building into the shield that I can pop to get some extra oomph from somebody. Somebody does some magic damage in their group. And this is for any potential knockups. Yeah, I think this was good because you got Annie, you got Blitz, you got a bunch of people that can chain CC. At least 3 people with solid CC is good enough for me to boost Mercury Treads. Not to mention, I'm gonna gain some magic resist, and Shyvana does a little magic damage. Annie, of course, does magic damage. And Gangplank is gonna do a little magic damage, and that's based on his Trinity Force item as a little burst. I believe that's how it works. The Shen went full tank. I think he could have gone Mercury Treads, but he went Ninja Tabi instead, which is perfectly fine. And who he was facing in the top lane was Gangplank, and I guess like he does a number. His combo is to sort of get you once or get you twice with his little dagger he's got. I think it becomes empowered or something, so that would protect against this. But as far, like, I think you could do without it. And also he got Titanic Hydra. He's going to be doing a lot of damage. Shen is a dangerous late game champion when he is just so pumped up. But if you notice, he's got no magic resistance here. So he could take quite a lot of damage coming from the Annie, which looks like she was going for a Dark Seal type build, but that fell off because of her death rate. Like, she should not have itemized this way because she does not do any damage. And because this stacks, you gain ability power based on an assist or a kill. Because she has so many deaths, this item is really not paying for itself. It's really not showcasing, you know, it's the item to show everybody how badass you are. And it's not working out for her. The standard stuff from Shen, he could have gone Mercury Treads. I think that'd be quite viable either way. Ninja Tabi, I think I would have preferred Mercury Treads because he's not. I figure that he's not going to take too many autos, but he is Shen, so when he does taunt, he does take autos. So I think you go either way on that. He'll probably have his own reasoning, but anyway. So, and then the MF, she's got good farm. She's got kills. Like every time, like when I was trying to do a gank or a counter gank or whatever I was doing this game, I was trying to give over those kills. And that is what you want for your carries, because for me, I don't need those kills. You know, I don't need those expensive offensive items. All I need is just some little CC, and just I'll tank all day. I just knock up people and then I set them up and they knock them down. So that's definitely what you want to do for your carries. You want to make them just explosive, powerful. And it's indicative of the 12, 6, and 12. Awesome. And then the LeBlanc, even though she had some questionable tactics as far as going for that inhibitor, she came out with a 12, 3, and 6, which is respectable. A little behind in terms of damage or CS from the MF. But it looks like she was, if you look at her support ratio, she was more adept to soloing people. But she got the same amount of kills as MF, and MF has 40, almost, she has 34 more CS. So, because if you think about it, if you get the CS, there's little to no risk getting CS, and how risky is it to try to get kills, and what objectives are you trying to get, and all this other stuff. So, her KDA kind of reflects that move to go to the inhibitor. It's so risky, and it's not well thought out. And then finally, you've got the Braum on our team. With lots of support. He did some hard work, and he deserves a win. Yes, Braum, my man. And he got some deaths. More likely, he was just trying to. In some cases, I remember the Baron. He probably died, so the rest of us could live. Thank you, Braum. And then we have on their team the Blitzcrank. He went Iceborne Gauntlets to get a little more burst damage. I don't think this is a good item for Blitzcrank. He got some ridiculous items, actually. He got a Titanic Hydra. Okay. So Blitzcrank, he lost it this game, and he was in no shape or form to try to win. He lost it. He just wanted to play game. He just wanted to play games. He wanted to play normals then. He's like, okay, guys. He's like, guys, I'm playing normals now. Good luck. So yeah, this itemization is wrong. This itemization could be better. It's not totally wrong, but it should not reflect offensive, and because he just can't help his team as much. And this is a ridiculous item. He's gonna have a small amount of burst, and he's gonna die really quick. But at the same token, Blitzcrank tends to fall off late game, because he's kind of like this champion that really needs to excel by doing early game pulls, doing assisted ganks. Like a lot of times you'll see a gank where the top laner, the jungler, and whomever is coming to finish the job, and it increases the success rate of the gank. And Blitzcrank should, you know, a good Blitzcrank is going to know how to execute the early game, as well as supporting other lanes by helping a jungler or just performing a gank himself. That's what these utilitarian guys are. They're there to blow flashes for other teammates and, you know, kind of do like that. If you don't push that objective early on the game, you're not maximizing the effectiveness, the usefulness of the Blitzcrank. Wow. Okay, so the Jhin, he's got IE, he's got some more critical builds, some more critical, a little burst coming from that, and of course you've got your Boots of Swiftness to stay swifty. And this build is totally fine. It's just unfortunate. He fell a little behind in farm, but he was keeping up. Everybody was keeping up fairly well, and he just got behind because his team had to, his team tried their best in the early game, but once it entered late game, he would have fell off. Like, their team would have fell off. Annie, she fell off in damage because of her deaths and the effect of the Dark Seal. The deaths go against her Dark Seal. You can read it here. Grants per glory. Do or die grants 2 glory per a champion a kill. And then you lose 4 glory on death. So she was losing a lot of glory, and this item, it just was not paying off for her. But for whatever reason, she thought that she could snowball. But if you look at her level, maybe that has something to do with it. So maybe she was a good player, but she had a rough mid game that led into a late game where their team just was not late game overall compared to our late game. And then the Gangplank, he's got his standard burst build. He's even got a Dust Blade. But in the end, he was just he was kind of just like, so many times he was frontlining because he thought he could get away with his knockups and whatnot, but it's risky, because what if someone flashes, or if our LeBlanc, you know, goes forward. You know, there's several gap closers, including all of our flashes, that can lock him up. So he takes quite a risk. He takes a huge risk when he is so far forward. And he puts his entire team at risk, and he's not making any noticeable attempt at any survivability. He's just going glass cannon Gangplank, and he's not going to cause enough damage to our frontline tanks to really. He's got to be just. He had to be like the macro king with his barrels, and he doesn't even have an IE, so he's not going to do a ton of burst damage. He's really got a build that is made for getting around on the map, as far as pursuing or running away, because he's got Yomu's going to speed him up with the active, and you got Trinity Force. With every time he activates it, it's going to speed him up. I believe it's in the passive Rage. Basic attacks grant 20% movement speed. So he's got the ability to get in and out, but not taking into account so many ways of us being able to gap close the distance between our champion and his champion. He's taking way too much risk. And as you can see his KDA that paid for it pretty heavily because he was being so risky. That's why he's got a high death rate. Lastly, you got the Shyvana. Shyvana was really trying hard She got, I believe she got dragon. I think even maybe two dragons. Two dragons. And she got a Rift Herald. But in solo queue at this stage of the game, you really have to concentrate on your team, on teammates. Almost like you really gotta babysit. Or you gotta play that song Stand By Me. Because in this elo, trying to fight for objectives and but not concentrating on sort of like the trust factor between your teammates. There's one thing to get your teammates ahead by ganking for them. It's another thing to increase the trust factor. If objectives is what you're going for, you will chance that the enemy team is going to gank your guys and get a kill, and increase their trust factor in their champions. It's like, hey, thanks, man. I was having a rough lane, but you came in and you ganked, and it went well. And hey, I'm having a great day. These are really important things to take into account, because it's so easy to lose your marbles. Look at the Blitzcrank. He's got a Titanic Hydra. He lost his marbles, man. He's like, I'm playing in normals, guys. Have fun. So, earlier in Elo, I'm going to, in the future, make sure that I support my people. A lot of times I say to myself, my people are going to be okay, but if anything breaks loose, I need to stop what I'm doing and come help my laners, or take precaution and try to counter gank, or just get, vision in their side of the jungle, knowing that I'm safe, and then they're going to be safe themselves. Because if I'm in the jungle that's near like top lane, they're gonna feel safe, and so on and so forth. So at this elo, you cannot just focus on objectives. The win-loss rate, you just lose so much more. And a lot of times it's just free games, because people will actually get upset and quit, which is essentially what the Blitzcrank did. He got upset and he inted, but he inted on his items. That was his way to showcase his disappointment. But anyway, so I need to meld my brain into avoiding at this current elo objectives, and as a jungler, focus more on the bonds of my laners. Can you help them out? That bond is stronger. And in addition to helping them get ahead in lane, as far as CS, as far as kills, and giving them confidence. Alright, guys. I hope you guys enjoy this episode. This is Arch, signing out. Hi-yo.